So I'm trying to play a game here, but this guy keeps trying to hop on the table. So we're gonna have to hold on for a second. Because if I don't pay attention to him away from the table, then he feels ignored and hops on. Oh man, get off my table. Shh. Come on. Anyway, RC here. We're doing the July 1940 turn still. This one turned out to be a lot busier turn than I expected, so with all the combat moves and whatnot that were going on, I've had to split this into 3 videos. So we're doing the 3rd part. Hopefully it's only going to be 3 parts this time. We're on the Italian turn. So Italy has a purchase of a transport. It's going to move ahead the cruiser that's already on the build chart, and it's going to build 2 infantry. It's going to buy 1 tech roll, and it's going to save $2. Alright, so let's go wander over here and do that tech roll now. It's not really going to matter anyway, but it is for improved shipyards. Stage 1, miss. Oh, that, over here. Stay off my table. I don't need him running across the middle of the map here. That'll totally ruin everything. So that was a fail. Alright, now I'm going to show some combat moves here. Alright. Italy doesn't have too many combat moves. It's got the convoy here, the convoy there, and then it took 2 Marines and a commander from here on 1 transport, dropped them off here. And I believe I've got a mech, or motorized, sorry, that was here, that's going in there. And then I had a cavalry over here that's also going to manage to get into there. And all the aircraft that was located here has taken part and is also in there as well. We have a bombardment from 2 ships, a battleship and a cruiser. So I've set up the Italians on the map, but I'm just now going to move the British as well. There is no river, and there is no mountains, so it doesn't really affect anything. So I got 2 infantry, a militia, and a seaplane at 4. That last British turn was a little bit nuts, so hey. Shit. Get off my table. This acrobatic bastard is going to be problematic, I think. Might have to kick him out of here pretty soon. Alright, so we've got this set up here. We got our coastal bombardments. I just put them on the board for now, just so that I wouldn't forget, and I could show you this move here. So let's do our bombardments first. First strike, battleship at 4, miss. Cruiser at 2, miss. Alright, didn't really. You can never really count on too much out of that, so I'm just going to take these guys off and put them back on the map. Alright, what else we got going on here? Let's do this attack here. So there's a commander in the zone. So everybody gets bumped up +1. Let's do that first before we start rolling. Alright, so okay, this cat's got to go. No. I know you don't want to be picked up, but that's too bad. You know. There we go. Just put a new TV in this room. Well, new to me TV. And the cat's almost walking right next to it, trying to climb in behind it. I don't need a TV crashing on my table here. Alright, so we have a tactical at 8. That's a hit. We've got 2 fighters at 7. That's a second hit. Seaplane at 5. Cavalry at 4. There. 3 hits. I need 1 more. So 2 Marines and 2 Marines. There. 2 Marines and motorized at 3. And that's it. So they still got 1 remaining unit. If you were the British, you'd probably lose this dude, the militia, and that leaves you with 2 more hits you got to take off. Odds are you're probably going to lose everything. But this is an amphibious assault, and these 2 are the land assaults. So all you got to do is somehow eliminate 4 units, and then you get to keep Cairo, and then the Italians are going to be screwed. And Italy couldn't get any more guys involved there, so that's the best they could do. So we're going to put let's just do this. Yeah. And take those guys off. Alright. So now Italy's going to roll, or the British are going to roll back. They've got 2 infantry and a seaplane at 4. 2 hits. Nice. That means the Marines are gone. And they got 1 militia at 2. Okay. So amphibious assault takes losses first. Done. Thankfully I didn't have any armor in the water, otherwise they'd never make it. So now the Italians are going to roll their planes back. They just need 1 hit, so 1 at 8. Done. Okay. And the British are going to roll their 1 dude back at 4. Another hit. So now if you're Italy, what do you take a hit on? Do you take the hit on this guy, or this guy? Now this guy defends at 4. None of these aircraft are going to be in that sea zone. So I think you're going to probably take a hit on, man, the $9. Let's just lose the cavalry. I might regret this later, but cavalry it is. Alright. So yeah, that is the end of this round. And now it's time to place some dudes back on my map here. I didn't want to lose those aircraft. They're just too valuable for Italy. Italy's never going to buy these aircraft back, so. Commander, 1 motorized. Seaplane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to throw the seaplane in Gibraltar to beef that up a little bit. One of these fighters came from here. So 1, 2. Let's go back. 3, 4. These 2 others are 1, 2, 3. They got 2 moves left. Let's put them here. And there we go. And we'll non-combat move those dudes up to there. Okay, so that's this. These units are done. Cairo's worth 1. I have to throw a roundel down on that. And we're going to do the convoy rolls after I do all my non-combats here. They don't affect anything. So this transport wanders over to here, scoops up 2 guys, and then moves its second move and drops off these guys. And these ships are 1, 2. They're going to join into that. All right, makes sense. Makes sense to me. Okay, so Italy is going to place a couple dudes, and they gotta be placed in the home factory because it's the only one you got. So there you go. But Italy is buying this transport, and it's gonna complete the one that's on the build chart and throw her down there too. All right. So the Italian cruiser on the build chart is off. Let's throw that with that. All right, so Italy spent all its money and it saved 2. Now, that's the placement of all the Italian units, except for one other thing. We're going to non-combat move as though flying up to 6 spaces. So we're going to throw a commander over there. And we're going to throw another commander in with this batch right here. That's a pretty weak defense. If they come in with 4 dudes off the transports, or 4 dudes off the transports, and they can bring in a couple of aircraft, and they got 4 bombardments, 2 cruisers, and 2 battleships. We'll see what happens, because these British are coming pretty hard. So all we got to do is just stop them right here, and we'll be laughing for a while, as Italy anyway. All right. Now convoy rules are broken from what I can see. I've talked to a bunch of you, and we talked to General Hand Grenade on the phone about this. I've been reading all my comments. Lots of you have put in some very, very, very interesting information. So as a result, I'm going to modify the rules a little bit, and I'm going to put up a house rule. So the escort must be in the same sea zone as the convoy raiding sub. So unless there's an escort in the sea zone, it can't shoot at the sub. And if the escort does shoot at the sub, it can decline, right? Then the sub gets to shoot back. All right. So whatever's raiding the line can only attack the line, but if it gets attacked as a result, it may shoot back. Because this is getting ridiculous. The number of subs that's thrown into the junk, and not one escort has been risked. That's not very realistic. All right, so now we're on to some convoy raiding. And as a result, I'm not even going to have any escort shooting at these because the escort is obviously not in that sea zone. Not in that sea zone. It's way out there. So, red for Italy, and let's go with white for the British. So we're going to do this sub here. It's a standard sub. So it's going to be +2 on the red, and the white is going to be +1 for the French escort there. Alright, so +2 is 6. 6 plus, it doesn't even need the +1. Alright, now we're going to do the coastal sub. The red one's +1, and the white one's +1. And that's a whole 3 and 2, so that's a whole $1. Alright, and I don't know if you can see that here. Let's crank that down, zoom her in. Notice this line here, the Mediterranean line. There's $1 off this convoy, right? Well, the British have 6, the French have 2, and the Italians have 1. Right? So technically, this comes off the person with the most to lose first. And when we take all 6 off, then we start moving on to the French. So the British lose a whole $1. And that's the UK British. So, I'm just going to take this $1 off the UK British and walk it into the bank. And this was their Lend-Lease money, and I'm leaving that so that the British can move it wherever they want. So technically it could belong to, they could divvy it up between the 3 of them or give it all to one. But that money does not come off from the convoy rating. It comes off of the owner of that line. Whoever would take control of the territory if you took it over right next to that line. Alright, so that was a very busy Italian turn. After what the British were doing on the last round here, I kind of needed to do something back. And these convoy rules, we'll see how they work, but the rules as per the game, this is a little bit more like how we used to roll it. We didn't even give the escorts a chance to fight back, but it was too overpowered for the attacker then, and no hope for the defender. Alright, so let's see what happens with that Russian Navy and whatnot. Oh, I was talking to another YouTuber out there by the name of General Hand Grenade, and his comments mentioned something about the alignment of Spain. So I'm going to just take a peek here. Page 22. Nationalist Spain. If the Nationalist Spain has won the Civil War, it will align with Germany at the end of combat phase. If the Axis have possession of either London or both Gibraltar and the Suez. So, if the Civil War is not complete, Nationalist Spain will align with Germany when Germany and USSR are at war. Spain begins nationalist in all 1939 and later scenarios. So, the Spanish have won the Civil War, which means these all become German because Axis possesses Gibraltar and the Suez Canal. And the main reason for the Suez Canal being a hot topic for me, the French get $1 from this in bonus income. The UK British get $3 in bonus income from this, and the FEC gets bonus income from Aden over here and Cairo. So by taking Cairo, I just eliminated $5 worth of bonuses and the face value of this for 6. So I knocked down the Allies $6, and we go up $1 on our territory income, plus the Italians get a $2 bonus for that. So it's 6 down and 3 up. That's a $9 swing, depending on who owns Cairo. That could seriously affect the way this game plays. So very important location. I might not be able to keep it, but at least I have something available for a counterattack, as well as an extra transport over there to bring in. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Yeah, so that's the Italian turn. When I come back here at the end of the turn here, we'll switch these guys out for German. In fact, no, what we're going to do is we're just going to put some rivals down. And we can switch out those units later. But we got to do some income changes. So that's German. That's German. That's German. That's German. That's German. Oh, that's German. And the Canary Islands is German. And that's German. Oh, and that's German. I didn't mean to skip up that aircraft. So we'll see what Germany does on this next turn. And for the German turn, I'll have those switched out to the proper color to match the black of everything else. There might be a couple of other islands kicking around there going to go German, but you get the general gist of things there. So the Germans are actually going to go up $2. See, this is why I didn't buy those fancy roundels, because I got 3 versions of the game here in roundels, and I'm almost out of roundels for Germany already. Yeah, it's a fun time. Alright, so Germany goes up 2. Leon Castillo and Madrid. Italy goes up 1 for Cairo. Need to get them a roundel over there. And the British go down 1. And otherwise, nothing really happens. So Germany goes up 2. So Germany's at 48. They're now at 50. British go down 1 from 25 to 24. And the Italians go up 1 from 13 to 14. So the Italians are at 14. Plus, Italy's the only one with wartime economy. So let's see what they get. 2d6. Ooh, that's a little bit better. 5, 6, 7. So they get their 14 income plus 7. And then they get 3 bonuses. No enemy warships in the Med, and Russia's not at war with them, so those don't count. For $2. Possession of Cairo for 2. Possession of Gibraltar for 2 again. So we're just gonna throw down the Italian stuff here. So they get $7 in wartime economy. They had already saved $2. They get $6 in bonus money. And they collect 14. So let's just make this 14. Swap that out. We'll throw a red one down. So they got 20, 5, 6, 7, and they saved $2. $29 for the Italians next turn. Don't see that very often. Germany's pretty weak on the Russian border. The Axis are pretty weak on the Russian border, but they're starting to get some solid control of the Med, especially having that all go German. We'll see what happens. This is how it sits after we've switched out the units. So the Germans went up 3 infantry, an artillery, a light tank, a fighter on the land, along with a 1, 2, 3, 4 Navy bases, 2 in the Med and 2 in the Atlantic. That'll be handy if they can keep any of them. Britain can land some units there probably pretty soon. That could become problematic. The other thing here is they also got 2 cruisers, a destroyer, a coastal sub. Actually had a sculpt for that in Germany, and a transport, which means that the Germans can start moving in concert with the Italians. And either the Italians can be a can opener, or the Germans can be in a can opener for each other, or a counter of some form. I mean, the Americans go after the Italians before the Germans, and the British go after the Germans and before the Italians. So there's that chance that things can get all messed up, but you never know. We'll see how things play out here. Alright, so Germany's actually maybe going to have a weird navy in the Med this turn. I mean, that's if any of this stuff survives long. It might not. Sometimes it doesn't. The nice thing, though, is it gives, for both sides, an option. You don't have to now land in Gibraltar. The British can land here and do a ground assault on Gibraltar instead of having to do an amphibious assault. That could be problematic as well, although the Germans and the Italians can also land over here and do the same thing. So I see Spain might become very, very, very busy. Or it could be completely ignored because everybody's too busy somewhere else. Alright, so yeah, that's how it sits. The islands of What do we got here? I can't even, whatever. There's an island in here that's Spanish. This is a Spanish colony. There's a tiny little thing right there, just a symbol, just slapping that down. This is German controlled or aligned now, and so is that. I don't believe the Spanish had anything. Well, they got something way down there, but here, there we go. And just so that everybody can understand what's going on, these guys here are the Portuguese colonies. They're technically controlled by Germany. So I've got roundels of German type upside down on top, so I know who controls what and where, just in case something changes. Alright, so we'll see what happens there. I'm just going to give you a quick pan over the med. So this could be a very interesting turn coming up. We'll see what happens. July 1940, Rain Carcass here. RC. We're gonna finish off the turn here with the Americans doing their turn. They are going to build 2 those elite Marines, and they are going to, sorry, forgot to put that piece on there, do 5 tech rolls and lend lease $1 to the KMT. You send your land lease at the start of your turn, but you don't receive it till the end, so these guys aren't going to get it till after they're done their turn. Whew. So let's just do these tech rolls, and we're going to place these 2 dudes. And these 2 dudes are going to go way the heck over here, because everything changed on this side now. So just in case, we're going to drop these dudes into Washington. Somebody starts getting some crazy ideas about amphibious assaults on the US. We want to have somebody that defends at 5 over there. You know, may be needed. Let's start putting a commander on that side. All right, so we got our 5 tech rolls. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this off, and we're just going to leave the dude there, and we're just going to send them their lend lease $1. Alright, that way it makes sense. That's been spent, and they're basically saving that $1 for next turn. Alright. And 5 tech rolls, that was the Americans. And the Americans have to do their income increase roll. I believe I did it for Russia this turn. Unlike last turn, which was a hot mess. So Americans are going to do some tech rolls. Let's start with jet aircraft at 8. Nice. That's successful. So jet aircraft started. And they got 3. They just need to start this one. Alright, heavy bombers. They need a 9 or higher. Nope. Long-range aircraft, they need a 7 or higher. Oh, that's a success. Long-range aircraft goes up a butt or over a slot, so they're two complete. Strategic rockets for the 4th one. That's needed a 9, and this one is just because the Americans won it. Improved shipyards, they need a 7 or higher. Whew. No good there. Alright, oh, and now we have the glorious income increase. America's sitting at 18. Let's see if they can't get themselves a little closer to their wartime income in the 60s. 4. Alright, so we're at 18. We go 1, 2, 3, 4 to 22. 18 to 22. Alright, so Americans are going to collect their 20. I'm just going to haul them off and get them out of the way. 22 it is. Now, CCP, spent their 3 on this. This is Lend-Lease. We're arriving from the Americans at the end of the turn. You know what? They don't really have a lot of things that they can attack and defend very well. But let's attack this stack here with the commander. We're going to bring the commander in, so these guys are going to attack at 2. Let's bring in these 4. And this fighter, which attacks at 7. If we can even just kill 2 or 3 of these guys, that'd be nice. So the commander is going to negate the mountain penalty, so these guys are going to be rolling at a 2 in attack. And this guy starts at a 7, but now he's going to be rolling at an 8 in attack. So we should conceivably in 1 round only be able to take off at most that chip, and we'll still have another dude left. So we'll see. We'll decide what we're going to do there, and when we're done, we'll decide where we place that single dude. So let's see what happens. This might be kind of a suicide mission, but you got to do something, otherwise you just turtle and wait for them to kill you. Alright, so we've got 4 infantry attacking at 2. 1 hit, nice. And we've got 1 Flying Tigers attacking at 7, bumped up by the commander to 8. That's a 6, so that's 2 hits. Alright, so the Japanese have to take 2 injuries here. The motorized and the infantry have the same capability, except for the motorized is a buck more, and it can move 1 more space, so we'll probably leave that guy alive. Alright, so now Japan is going to roll 3 at 4, bumped up by their commander to 3 at 5. 1 hit. So you know, this is what they rolled here was going to dictate whether the KMT rolled again. So 1 hit, that's pretty good. All we do then is we swap green for 2 whites. I would say do it again. They only got 1 unit left, and you've got 4. So 1 at 8, hit. We're done. Japanese are eliminated. 1 at 5 back. Okay, 1 hit back each. And now the commander is going to have to run away. So long as he doesn't get a 12, he can run away. He got a 12. The Japanese commander does not run away. He's a casualty as well. Now they can do a recruitment roll to replace him now. Can't remember the figures, but we'll figure that out. So look at that. Japan just went down $2. The KMT went up $2. Let's get in there. So that plane flies back home, and our Lend-Lease dude is just going to land on that stack of things there. So Japan went down $2, and there KMT goes from 1 to 3. Done. And KMT now collect $3 plus their bonus for the Burma Road being open still, so they collect 4, and they had $1 saved up. So now the KMT went from $2 at the end of their turn, or at the start of or 3 at the start of their turn, to 5. And that is the conclusion of this turn. All right, and we're gonna leave it there.